Why, hello, and welcome back to our daily encouragement. I know it's been a couple days, but I've been actually recuperating from that crazy drive I was doing. I don't know what I was thinking, forgetting how old I am and trying to do those long, crazy drives, but your boy made it home 51 hours after he started, but it's okay. It was a good time. Anyway, I wanted to come on here, and as we start a new year, like I said before, I intend to try to do this every day, and I've already missed 2, so that's a really bad start. But as I've also said, you got to just pick up and keep going. So that's what we're going to try to do. So as we go into the new year, one of the things I've mentioned was the idea of how are you using your time? How are you using your opportunities? How are you focusing your energy? How are you directing it? How are you using it for the best of God's ability? See, we've got so much that goes on around us, so many things that can easily distract us and prevent us from being the best that we can be. I look at different activities. People can distract you. Wrong goals can distract you. Just ultimately, let's look in the Bible. What do we learn about the things that were used to try to tempt Jesus? Do you remember the story where it was the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life? And these are the things that Satan tried to use to tempt Jesus. Now, I don't have this deep theological thought process when I say this, but I do believe that there was a pattern in his mind that had worked with others. When we go back to the Old Testament and you think about Lot and you think about Abraham, what did Lot get distracted by in his eyes? He got caught up looking at the cities and the riches of the cities and the entertainment of the cities. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life distracted him and ended up causing great grief as you go through the book of Genesis. Well, what about you today? What is this is going to sound bad to say it this way, your lust of the flesh, your lust of the eyes, your pride of life? What are the things that are going to prevent you from having the best year possible? See, I look at my life and it's easy to get distracted by work, by bills, by opportunities I have to serve that, need my attention, and maybe I don't give them the way I should, or I don't put as much as I should. Ultimately, we're going to be held accountable for every moment we have. One of the things I noticed a lot during my couple weeks of vacation from work is I had time to relax with family. And when we were relaxed, when we'd have those moments of, okay, we've talked and we've reminisced and, we had our meals together, and then all of a sudden, let's catch up on what's going on with people, whether it's phone calls or FaceTime conversations with friends or family. What else do we do? Social media. Or honestly, I watched a lot more news than I watched pretty much any other time. And what did we end up seeing during those news stories? You'd see just what life was happening. And what I would always wonder is how easy would it be for me to get caught up and distracted? People that know me know I love sports. And there was a time I could tell you so many things about sports. And what I caught myself doing is now I didn't know as much. I wasn't focused as much on it. So I lost track of a lot of sporting things. It's okay though. That wasn't horrible. I was enjoying my family time, but there were injuries I missed. There were results that I missed, and it was like, wow. The college football playoffs happened, and if you've talked to me at all, one of the things I love saying is I had loved chaos in college football because the team I root for was never the most successful team. I rooted for successful college basketball programs and successful pro teams, but not the college football. And so seeing some of the chaos that developed this year, but I missed it because I was enjoying family time or enjoying differing activities that would end up causing me to miss whatever it was that was occurring. That was okay. It was all right. because the bigger purpose, the bigger goal, the bigger need was interacting with my family or interacting with the situation. I'd scroll on Facebook and I saw that life was still happening. And there were people I know that were dealing with issues and problems that I wasn't aware of because I wasn't being the friend I should have been. And in interacting with my family, there were situations and issues I found out that I was distracted by. And I wasn't being the family member, wasn't being the good Christian, wasn't being the person I could have been, or in my opinion, that I should have been. You know, in talking with these different family members and different other people along the way, I found out that there were some medical difficulties or there were life difficulties. And I missed them completely because I was so distracted by other things, unimportant things. I say all those things to ask you the question, how are you going to be focused this year? At the beginning of the year, my church takes a time and emphasizes fasting, not for the purpose of the fast, but for what you're going to do with that time. What are we going to give to Jesus? And what are we going to do with that time? How much more are we going to pray? What are we going to pray about? Are we going to pray for ourselves and things that we need to do better? Are we going to pray for friends and family that whether they need to be saved, whether they need to be redirected in their life, whether they need to have different things occur in their lives, different situations they need answers to? Am I going to remember to do that, or am I going to waste my time focused on other things? I don't know what you're dealing with. I don't know what you're facing. I don't know what's the next step of life that you're going to deal with. But my question for you is, what are you going to focus on this year? One of my key words for this year is the word peace. I want peace on a regular basis. I don't like stressing and agonizing over things, especially because in the big picture, God's got a plan, and I need to look to Him to find His answers and to rely on Him to give them to me if I only listen. Isaiah tells us that He will keep us in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on Him. Why? Because He, me, trusteth in Him. I make that a challenge for you today to seek out peace and to not be distracted by the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Look towards Him and how He can use you this year to be hopefully an encouragement to others and for you to have the best year possible. It's not if you believe it, you can achieve it. That's not what I'm telling you. But what I'm saying is, if you want to have a great year, not great as you define it, but great as He defines it, we have to focus on Him, listen to Him, and trust in Him. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Have a blessed day.